I've bought this incredibly rare 90s performance saloon for just 1,500 quid. And it was that cheap, mostly down to its horrendous paint. So I've brought it down to Richard Hammond's workshop, the Smallest Cog, to see if it can be rescued. These guys are good, but can they bring this paint back from the dead? Andrew, first of all, what do you think of Reggie, my 620 Ti?
Reggie?
His name's Reggie.
Why is it called Reggie?
Reggie the Rover.
Where did you find it?
I found it on Instagram. Came from the Isle of Wight, which you think, oh my god, it's going to be super rusty, but it already had most of the welding done, so it's all good. But yeah, what do you make of him?
It's all right.
Turbo Rover.
It's not my cup of tea. Many years ago.
You say that, yeah, exactly. Many years ago.
Many
own a Turbo Rover.
Many years ago.
So you had the Tomcat Turbo Coupe. You had the big dog.
Tahiti blue.
And was it good?
Removable roof.
Yep.
It was very good.
Is this the worst condition paint you've ever had in a workshop, ever?
No.
Really? You've had worse than this?
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. I've had cars with no paint. It ain't bad nick for rust, is it? It's just dents, scratches.
Yeah.
I noticed the moulding on the back door, your side.
Moulding on the back door?
The rear door moulding.
Ah, yeah.
Looks a bit buckled and dead.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to get one of those. That's a definite. How long have we got?
I've got a week in the diary.
A week.
A working week, 5 days.
Right, so it's going to be a quick job then. So it's not going to be glass out and all that.
No. It's not a full respray, it's just...
Well, it's going to be a full respray.
Well, in my opinion, a full respray is glass out, everything off.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a... I don't know what you call it, mediocre respray.
Well, it wants headlights, bumpers off, mirrors.
Yeah.
We'll probably leave the door handles in because they haven't got no rubbers around them.
Okay.
And bits of trim can come off because these come apart real easy. They're just great, you know.
That's just mean.
How does that stay on? It's literally just wedged in a gap.
Well, that's the ethos of this car. It's hanging on, and now's the time to save this incredibly rare car.
It is hanging on, isn't it? But to be fair, it's not rusty. So what are you going to be doing then? You're going to be stripping?
I'll do some stripping. I'll get Isaac involved as well to help me. I reckon this Kingfisher Blue, you tell me, the painter, will this Kingfisher Blue come out really nice once it's done?
Well, yeah, look, if you open the door and look at the door shuts, that's what it'll look like on the outside. Shiny
nice.
and good, but...
Vibrant.
Yeah, it'd be good. I've noticed something on the back seat you got there.
Yes, I've got some upgrades.
See, this is where it's escalating now, isn't it?
I've got 2 bodywork upgrades. Now, this is what most people would refer to as unicorn shit. This is a factory 620 Ti rear spoiler.
Brilliant.
So that fits on the back there. Obviously, it will need colour.
Where did you find that?
Colour changed. This came from some complete randomer off of Instagram. It was in his garage. And you cannot get these. These are super rare.
Did you have to buy
So
them?
I'm really glad I've got this. And also, I've got a front splitter, the classic Renault Laguna front splitter. So I'll have rear and front aero going on my Rover. But before we get going, I want to ask a favour of you, and also ask a favour of the camera crew. Can you look down the lens and say, "Let's make Rover great again"? Okay, after 3.
I don't know if I can do it, Mike.
1, 2, 3.
Let's make Rover great again.
Cameramen. 1, 2, 3.
Let's make Rover great again.
Let's go. Shut up, Anthony. Today we are showing you just how talented the guys at the Smallest Cog are, and if you want to see more of their work, click the link in the description below where you will be able to watch season 3 of Richard Hammond's workshop on Discovery Plus. They've got some really cool cars in this new season. They've got a DeLorean, a Delahaye, a Delta Integrale, and also little Oliver here features, and he's getting a new chum, a new friend. It's a good watch. Link in the description below.
Don't worry if you snap it. We can phone up the main dealer.
Isaac, that's not funny.
Oh, see?
I've just done one.
Just give them a call now. I'll find the number. Is there a place in Birmingham?
Too soon. Reggie now has his face ripped off. It's one of these things, the car needs to look a hell of a lot worse before it gets better. Being a Rover from the 90s and having lived on an island, yeah, we've unearthed some little rusty bits. Nothing extreme, not big holes or anything, but lots of things have snapped off while trying to remove them. My favourite one is the fog light here. It's become a sort of rainmaker slash maraca. It's quite good at it. Let's face it, he's a £1,500 shed, but he will soon become Lord Sheddington IV of Oxfordshire. He is the Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein of 90s performance saloons. The kind of fake, but also kind of does pretty cool shit and wins in the end. Andrew, you started prepping the Rover's roof.
I have, yeah.
And like you did with James May's Tesla, you're letting me have a go. This has probably got the biggest scratches on the entire car. Those bits are rashes, but these are like gouges into it.
What you got to do is take it down quite deep, because we can't paint over top of that.
Okay.
But don't dig it in. You know the drill by now. I'm not going to hold your hand. You
Bit
just,
of that.
that's it. You got it. So
It's all on the shoulders. You almost like that.
you do it however you want, mate. I usually just hold this and just...
Watch yourself, that's my Rover. While prepping the car over there at the Cog, I looked over and thought I should show you guys this scene that has created itself on the other side of the car park. Arguably, two of Richard's most legendary cars, Oliver and Martin. They couldn't be from more extreme sides of Richard's content. You've got the African desert and the Norwegian ice. Now, there's not much happening to Oliver these days, but the Subaru is here because the second my Rover is out, he is going in and getting completely finished to then toss the keys back to Richard. That is all happening while he's away. If you've checked out Jeremy's Instagram, you will know, ironically, that they're back in Africa. Actually, the country just over from Botswana, where this little car became arguably the most famous Top Gear car ever. Richard actually voted this his favourite Top Gear car. We'll put a link to that video up there if you want to watch it. And the question is Martin his top Grand Tour car of all time? I think we'll need to do that video in the coming few weeks, get all of them together, get a tournament sorted and see if Martin the Subaru comes out on top. I think it will. Also, I've spotted in the background, it looks like Hadrian's bought another steam traction engine, and look at the honker of a flywheel on that thing. We've got the bigger engine next to it, but look at the size of the flywheel on that compared to that. And it's got its chimney slanted over. Steam engines, man. At the start of today, the Rover's paint was the worst that I've ever had on a car. But now, after it's nearly finished being prepped, it's now at a stage that every car is at when it's getting a respray. So from here on in, it can only get better. We're gonna now go away for a couple of days and leave Andrew to keep prepping all of the car, and we'll then come back to get some paint on it. I cannot wait to see how this Kingfisher Blue is gonna come out fresh and gleaming. Next up, painting Reggie. We're back. Andrew, you've been working very hard. The car's now fully prepped. Has everything been okay? Have you found any dodgy bits?
Well, I haven't been home, Mike. You know, when
You've been doing midnight shifts, have you?
Well, yeah,
It's
yeah,
been that bad.
I've been cracking on. Well, it's a lot of work, isn't it? It's you brought me a Rover 600, haven't you?
620 Ti.
600. It's still a 600 series, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, in the lovely Kingfisher blue.
We'll
But,
get to that
yeah.
later. Andrew's discovered something that is quite embarrassing for me. We'll get to that in a bit.
Yep.
Something that people might ask is we've left some of the trim on,
Yeah.
specifically these door moldings. Now, I've been messaging all the Rover nerds
Yeah.
I know, trying to find new ones, because you were saying to take them off, you'd break them, basically.
The problem is they've got an aluminium layer inside them,
Yeah.
so and they're clipped in and they're double-sided taped as well. So you could take the door mouldings off and try and get inside, but you cannot get the clips at the door without bending the moulding. Now, if we had a set of new mouldings,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be worried. I'd just rip them off or try and get them off.
They don't exist. Like, I cannot find
No,
them anywhere.
so
But
we-
you've done a cracking job there by the looks of it.
As we can get mouldings, I've had to repair them.
Yeah.
That back door moulding was squashed flat to the door. So I literally did my best with it. It's not perfect, but it should be fine. It's going to have 2 coats of lacquer, a couple of coats of colour,
Okay.
and a couple of coats of clear coat. But no, to be fair, I've done all the little dents. There's no rust in it. It's going all right, to be fair. The worst part was your spoiler.
My incredibly rare unicorn spoiler.
That incredibly rare unicorn spoiler.
Okay, let's have a look at that.
Yeah, let's have a look.
So this is my Rover Aero upgrade package we've got here, and I gave you this. I mean, this is super, super rare. My factory Rover wing, but it was a different colour to start with, and it looks like you've had to fill in some bits.
Fair play, Mike. You bring me some shite, don't you?
This is, I mean, I can't tell you how rare this is, and I think it'll look really good on the back of the car.
There's actually the marks in the boot lid where you drill through,
Yes, that's right.
but only
yeah.
the top ones.
Okay.
Does that. But I think those ones go on the actual lip look.
So it does, it screws in.
And it needs to be bonded.
Okay.
So
okay.
we'll have to put a little bit of bond on there,
Yep.
drill the top ones, and then drill the bottom ones. But it'll be a bit of effort.
Okay.
So I'll let you do that.
And then this is my rear bumper. That's taken a
Yeah.
bit of a hammering by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, your rear bumper's been reversed into something. Was it you?
It wasn't me.
No.
Definitely not me.
And of course, when you hit it that way, it bulges up that way.
Sure.
So I've had to warm it and get it back flat as I can.
Okay, and then so that's our rear aero. This is my front aero. So this is quite a classic modification for a car of this age. This is a Renault Laguna front splitter, which pretty much seems to fit anything.
And they fit on perfectly, don't they?
Yes, yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
Apart from it being 3 feet too long in the sides.
It's gonna basically fit nicely onto
Right,
here.
I've got a
isn't it?
plan with this. I have got a plan, because I think if you try putting it on like that,
Uh-huh.
obviously you have to trim the back. It's going to have like 2 stages and 2 bumps, which I think looks a bit tom tit.
Yes.
So I've got a plan, right? If we cut a little groove in the bumper there, all the way along, because that's all one piece, although it's 2 colours, it's one piece.
Oh, okay, so that's just been finished differently
Yeah,
to
yeah,
this.
it's just textured. So
Okay.
if we cut a groove in it and then sit that in so we get the curve right,
Oh, yeah.
then you've got that little step then, haven't you? Which looks quite cool,
This
I
one
think.
goes over here. Okay, so that's my aero package. Now let's have a look at the paints, which I know you've been looking forward to chatting to me about.
Yes, it's very, the colour is beautiful.
Andrew, all the times that I've called my car Kingfisher Blue,
Yeah.
Kingfisher Blue, Kingfisher Blue, this Kingfisher Blue, Kingfisher Blue, cannot wait to see how this Kingfisher Blue is going to come out. What have you found?
Well, when you did say it was Kingfisher Blue, I did actually think to myself, I don't think it's Kingfisher Blue, but I didn't want to say it to you.
Okay,
But you were terribly, terribly wrong.
my car isn't Kingfisher Blue.
Your car is Kingfisher Blue, but it's spelled C-A-Y-M-A-N, which is Cayman Blue.
So yeah, it's up on your screen just now. Cayman/Venetian Blue.
That's right. The Cayman Blue is a very, very nice colour, but a bit of a pain of a colour to paint, believe it or not, because it does change colour a little bit. Goes bluey and greeny in the light. Well, there's a little graph bit there, but yes, it is Cayman Blue.
So what I've done is I've taken it face value from probably someone at a Rover show that I've been to. Said, "Oh, lovely Kingfisher Blue." And I'd be like, what a lovely name.
Well, Kingfisher Blue was used on the old Metros, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's slightly lighter colour.
It's lighter, yeah.
Yeah, so what you've done is you've shamed yourself in the Rover community, really.
It's fine. The car will look so nice that people will forgive me.
Let's hope so. But do you want to see it?
Well, yeah, so you've done the same thing that we did with James May's Tesla. You just got your concoction of potions here.
Yeah.
And now this suddenly, somehow, resembles the exact paint colour.
It's all done by weight. So you put in all the different little tinters and it comes up with a weight, and eventually, if you're lucky and it all goes out well, you end up with Kingfisher Cayman Blue. You sure you don't want to paint it? You've had plenty of experience now.
I think I'll leave you to do what you do best. So yeah, crack on, I'll watch from the window.
Better get the pressure right. We wouldn't want this Kingfisher Blue to come out wrong. If you get the pressure wrong, it might make it look like Cayman Blue. Wouldn't want that.
You can say what you want about Rovers, but one thing you have to admit is that their colours are pretty cool, especially in that MG Rover era. They went crazy with all these different pearlescent paints and rainbow stuff, and this, not Kingfisher, Cayman Blue, it looks amazing going on the car right now. This car was 1,500 quid. A few days at the Cog, 50 grand, am I right? It's the last day of Rover. I'm very excited. Andrew, I don't want to reveal too much until we've got the car back together, but it's already looking epic. Are you happy with how it's all settled on the car?
I think I'll be happier when I see you drive off in it, Mike.
Well,
but yeah, it's come up all right, to be fair. We've got some clip issues from this 1999 fossil of a Rover.
Well, we took them off so carefully, especially
the
ones at the front end. They came off, it just popped off lovely.
Did they?
Yeah.
These didn't.
So, yeah, just to explain the tape.
Well, there's the clip broke there and the clip broke there.
Yep.
So we've had to use a little bit of glue on the broken clip. So the clip is there, but I'm gluing the clip together, so it should be okay.
But this means we're fully at the stage of polishing and just putting everything back on the car, correct?
Yep, trying to get it finished and away.
Yep, we're up against the clock, so you continue with that. I'll show the audience the amazing job you've done on the bumper and my lovely spoiler.
What, on the Renault Laguna splitter that fits straight on, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sure you've made that look factory.
Oh, yeah.
It's a shame the car isn't under these lights in the paint booth. These body bits look phenomenal. I was a wee bit worried about the new front splitter I'd bought for the car. It looked a bit dodgy when it came in the post, but now that it's mounted and colour matched to the bumper, Andrew's done a fantastic job. I think that's going to look really, really good once on the car. Then, of course, my unicorn rear wing. It looks even better now than it has in my back seat for the last 6 months. I want that to be the final thing we put on the car, the last finishing touch. It's going to look great. This is going to be my favourite bit of the whole build, but how do I not mess this up?
This will not be your favourite bit of the whole build.
Oh, really?
If it goes wrong.
Okay.
Because what we're going to do, if you turn it over gently,
Yeah.
see you've got 4 little screw holes there, 2 each side.
Yep.
So what we're going to do, we're going to put a little bit of bonding agent in the middle there, because I'm pretty sure it would have been glued on and screwed on from the factory.
Okay. Yeah, because underneath there's actual holes that were kind of sitting there ready for you, weren't they?
Well, there weren't holes. There was like a little indent where the hole should be.
A little, yeah.
Yeah, so I've drilled them through, but there's another hole below that in the skin which I've drilled.
Okay.
But we've got to put some bonding stuffy, jobbly stuff on there.
Okay.
Just to help it along, because when you hit the speeds you'll be hitting in it, it could rip it off.
Well, with this on, it's going to be a 200 mile an hour Rover.
Well, I should imagine so, yeah.
Oh!
There she is.
Sons and daughters of DRIVETRIBE, I see signs of hope. Signs that the Rover Renaissance is nearly upon us. First came the fast Fords, then the fast Peugeots that weren't actually fast at all. And soon will be the time of the mediocrely spicy Rover, the chicken jalfrezi of 90s performance cars. Baby, hold me closer in the backseat of your Rover. Goddamn pop musicians cannot stay immune to the ever-growing momentum of Rover. Let me break it down for you guys. The emblem is a Viking ship, for Christ's sake. That thing down there is a turbo Viking longboat. Do not at me. For too long, people have ridiculed Rover. That time ends now. I can feel it. I can see it in your eyes. Cameraman Tom, cameraman Matt, cameraman Turner. I can see it. I can see you. Without further ado, the greatest machine to have ever rolled out of Longbridge. Let's make Rover great again!
You can show the car now. The question at the start of this video then, was this paint job bad enough that it could not be saved? Well, I think the answer is no. The guys at Smallest Cog have absolutely nailed this. Andrew has done a fantastic job on this 620 Ti. For some reason, I keep looking at it thinking that those rashes are going to reappear, but no, that Cayman blue is looking unreal on this car. This is just the start, however. You guys may have seen in the first video with this car, I talked about maybe going a bit Japanese with it. And we've been here a whole week and I've been going back to the hotel and coming up with a whole parts list of stuff that's going to be going on this Rover. One of the things is a new set of fog lights. The camera crew have put these in. I think they look pretty good. But yeah, the ones that were originally on the car, they're now inside, were completely shot. But that'll be one of the first Japanese moves I make. And yeah, I think this turbo Rover will become even cooler. Some tasteful mods, nothing silly, but I think they're going to look awesome. Again, if you want to see more of the work that the Smallest Cog do, click the link in the description below to watch season 3 of Richard Hammond's workshop. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I've been Mike, and don't forget to subscribe to DRIVETRIBE. Let's make Rover great again.